Lexus LS400 is equipped with a very sophisticated suspension system, which makes it seem like it's riding on rails, even when it's not.
It's Velveeta versus cheddar. Our Velveeta melts much better. Cheddar's lumpy, cheddar's oily. It dribbles off your plate onto your doily. See, Velveeta melts so creamy. It improves your tetrazzini. When the cookbook calls for cheddar, make it with Velveeta, it cooks better.
Everything is brighter now. Bright, alive, new. Not long ago, I was numb. I couldn't laugh, I couldn't smile. Depression robbed me of all the life in my life. Then I heard about what they're doing at Bellin Psychiatric Center. They showed me my depression was treatable. They helped me find the sparkle, find the color. They brought me back to life.
Call Bellin Psychiatric Center for a no-charge consultation.
Home building tips. Helpful hints to assist you with your construction projects from experts in the building field. Here's a good sense tip from Wisconsin Public Service. Homeowners are concerned about levels of home comfort and costs of home energy. Bring us your blueprints, and we will provide a free computer analysis to ensure that your home meets the Good Sense standards. For more information, call your WPS Good Sense rep. For a free 28-page home building tips booklet, call Rilan or Montgomery Realtors, 1-800-236-0077.
Ford Motor Company profiles in quality, vision.
Quality of the glass that goes into our cars is so important, we make it ourselves.
No other car company in the world does that.
Ford glass has to pass over 110 quality inspections. Our people check it, our lasers check it, our robots check it.
Our glass is so good, it not only goes into our cars, many other automakers put it in their cars.
Our goal is to build the highest quality cars and trucks in the world.
At Ford, quality is job one.
It's Sears' 72-hour fine jewelry sale. 30 to 70% below comparable values on everything. Everything that glitters, glistens, sparkles, shines, and ticks. Sears' 72-hour fine jewelry sale. It's over Sunday, so get over to Sears fast.
Planters presents Everybody Loves a Nut.
For my love of Gold Measure baking nuts, I'll challenge these dummies to a pie-eating contest.
Wow! As Planters proves, everybody loves a nut.
As part of the Oldsmobile Edge, if your car is ever in for warranty service, you'll never be left without guaranteed transportation. We'll either drive you ourselves, get someone else to drive you, or get you another car so you can do it yourself. Of course, if you don't have our idea of guaranteed transportation, you may get stuck with theirs.
This is the new generation of Olds.
Ask us about the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner security program in the industry.
Yo, Hammer, I'm starving. Let's get some burgers.
Burgers? Hey, that's out the door. I got something much better in mind. Come on, let's break. Yo, sweetness. It's my weakness. Pump it up, girl. Yo, sweetness. Now that's the way the Hammer runs for the border.
Because the border's in order.
Yo, sweetness.
Home building tips. Helpful hints to assist you with your construction projects from experts in the building field. Here's a financial tip from First Financial. Before initiating home construction ideas, see your financial lender for loan pre-approval. The loan determines how much you can spend and eliminates any delay in your building start date. For more information, call First Financial. For a free 28-page home building tips booklet, call Rilan or Montgomery Realtors, 1-800-236-0077.
Today's tax law changes on the deductibility of consumer interest have made leasing an important economic consideration. By leasing your next Cadillac instead of buying it, you have the money you'd normally use for a down payment available for investments.
And with Cadillac's 3-year smart lease, it's easy to lease. There's no down payment, and payments are just $469 a month on Cadillac DeVille. Leasing is not for everyone, but people who understand money know that sometimes the best way to drive a new Cadillac is not to own it.
Wouldn't it be great if instead of being in hot water with your boss, you were in warm water, like the Caribbean, and swimming toward you was a beautiful fish? No, it was a woman, and yes, she had beer, Keystone. The premium gold-filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specialty line can. And wouldn't it be great if you told your boss to take that job and sure, I'll have another? Keystone and Keystone Light, bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
Kimberly's Source, WLUK-TV 11.
Can Van Vrides beat the giant chains? Bank on it. Why buy from my competition? It takes a week for delivery, their salespeople work on straight commission, and all you represent are dollar signs. Buy from Van Vrides. We've got the best service, the fastest delivery, knowledgeable non-commissioned salespeople, and a buying group membership which gives us a low, low cost. And if you don't trust that we have the best price, shop anywhere you want, and if you find a better deal, Van Vrides will match it. How can you go wrong? Van Vrides.
As you can see by the ribbons on our trees, people do care about those serving in the armed forces. To honor your loved one, send a postcard to News 11's Operation We Care, Post Office Box 19011, Green Bay. Include the service person's name and branch of service, and we'll honor each of them with a ribbon tied to the trees just outside our WLUK studios. We'll salute 3 every day during News 11. May our servicemen and women return home safe and soon.
Operation We Care, co-sponsored by News 11 and Vans Florist Greenhouse.
Back in college, I finally got my big chance to do play-by-play at a basketball game. We broadcast the game over telephone lines back to the radio station. Well, in the fourth quarter, I absent-mindedly hung up the phone. The game went into overtime with us still off the air. I figured my short career was over. Instead, the station manager told me that I had learned one of the most important lessons of broadcasting that day, that there's always someone out there who cares about what you're saying. I'll never forget that lesson.
My father always says no news is good news. He's a doctor and spends part of his time telling people things they may not want to hear. You know, growing up, I never realized that I would have that same responsibility, because news isn't always good. But Dad taught me, if you're honest and you really care about the people you're talking to, they'll listen, whether that news is good or bad. I wonder if Dad realizes what a great example he set for me.
Something wrong, mister?
Mark can't face some special kids.
All these kids have cancer.
And a teenager's dreams suddenly vanish.
You mean you might have to cut off my leg?
Can Michael Landon help a young man find the same courage a little boy found?
It's okay to cry.
And teach Mark to have hope?
All right, you kids ready for camp?
On the Highway to Heaven.
Monday at 3 on WLUK-TV 11.
Here's what's happening in your neighborhood. The American Red Cross holds a blood drive Tuesday through Thursday at Germania Hall, Menasha. Discover the world of the butterfly Wednesday evening when NEW Audubon meets at the Green Bay Wildlife Sanctuary. The Oshkosh Area Stroke Club meets Thursday afternoon at Mercy Medical Center. You can train to support victims of domestic violence. Contact the Family Violence Center in Green Bay at 498-8282. Send your information to Neighborhood Notes, WLUK, TV 11, Green Bay.
This is John Gillespie with Green Bay's 890th Transportation Company, now on duty in Saudi Arabia as part of Operation Desert Shield. Join me as I show you what life is like for Green Bay's citizen soldiers as part of America's largest military operation since Vietnam. Duty calls, the 890th in Saudi Arabia, all this week only on News 11.
When legal disputes threaten, the People's Court Peacekeeping Mobile zooms into action.
Sacre bleu! You two ought to watch the People's Court. See how Judge Wapner would handle this.
Zed, more trouble. Let's go.
Remember, don't take the law into your own hands.
Take him to court!
Who was that man with the funny hair?
Beats me, lady.
People's Court, weekdays at 10 on WLUK-TV 11.
Hi, I'm Jay Johnson. Please join me for an evening of family entertainment on Thursday, January 10th at the Grand Opera House in Oshkosh. At 8 o'clock, Big Brothers Big Sisters will present pianist and performer Spencer Brewer in a special benefit concert. Tickets for this concert are available at all Ticketron outlets for only $10. The proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters. For more information or phone orders, call the Grand Opera House Ticketron box office at 424-2350.
I love it when people say they check with Chandic. As a graduate student in Milwaukee, I used to check with Bill Carlson, the weather person at that time. Now, Bill was an expert and everyone knew it. And when I was a kid, there was Percy Saltzman, one of the first weathercasters in Canada. He had no graphics, but he could tell you plainly what to expect, just like talking over the backyard fence. Those men impressed me. They really were friends to turn to.
Have you ever noticed that kids don't listen to what we say? They listen to what we do. Too many of them think it's okay to drink and drive because too many of us think it's okay. Don't you think it's time we parents grew up and stopped asking our children to do what we're not willing to do? The more you know about kids, the more you know that if we don't want them to start drinking and driving, we're gonna have to stop.
You know where. You'll love the change at McDonald's.
Music, please.
Well, it's January, a month that's good for just about nothing but one thing, January clearance sales. And the best one you'll find is in Pulaski at Furnitureland. Every item reduced, nothing held back. Furnitureland is offering as much as 60% off the price of high-quality name-brand sofas, chairs, love seats, recliners, bedroom and dining room suites. Get free delivery and free 90-day financing. Make no payments till April of '91. Shop the best January clearance sale you'll find anywhere at Furnitureland, Highway 32 Pulaski. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday till 9.
Rolling up here from Appleton today, I saw something rather interesting. A grandfather, and it appeared to be his little granddaughter being pulled down in a horse-drawn sleigh alongside the road. Something nice for a great day.
Well, courtesy of Snowstorm Dykesville, right? The other day we had 3 inches here in Green Bay and a little more in the valley, so I guess that made it just perfect conditions to get out there and do whatever you want. Wintertime activity-wise, here's a beautiful scene out in De Pere. Currently outside in Green Bay, the temperature is at 8 degrees, the humidity up there at 63%. The winds are out of the north at 8 miles an hour. They're going to be shifting around to the northeast, pulling in some lake effect shower activity, snow shower activity along the lakeshore. We'll take a look at that. Wind chill averages out to 6 degrees below, and the pressure is still rising, courtesy of a high pressure area. Now let's take a look at the Midwest satellite picture, and you can see clear skies out to the west. We see some partly cloudy activity just beginning to ease our way. Also, this is just a cold air mass hovering above us. Heavier clouds to the south, but these clear skies will be moving our way again tomorrow, courtesy of a high pressure center off towards the west in the Dakotas and Minnesota. But as it moves our way, it's going to be shifting our winds around to the north-northeast. And what that means for our friends who live in the UP and eastern Wisconsin along the lake shores is lake effect cloudiness and snowfall. Now, I don't expect too much accumulation from that snowfall, but that will mean a little different forecast, perhaps a few more clouds along the lakeshore. Now, as we widen out the scope to the national satellite picture, you can see all that bright cloudiness to the south, causing a lot of problems down there. It's all associated with a frontal system, and further to the west, you can see that high pressure that's going to be slowly easing our way. This was what produced Snowstorm Dykesville, giving us 3 inches of snow the other day, slowly moving to the east-southeast, and we'll be making that trek ever so slowly, as I mentioned. Now, out to the west, this is going to be our next weather maker, probably Tuesday, as this slowly moves our way. Tuesday night, I would expect to see perhaps some snowfall. Now, as we walk on over to the highlight map, you can see some winter weather conditions, very severe winter weather conditions, advisories out in the Pacific Northwest. Also throughout our region, some flooding in Michigan, winter weather advisories throughout the Ohio River Valley associated with that bright cloudiness we saw, and flooding to the south along Alabama. High temperature for the nation today in Tampa. It was also a record for Tampa, 85 degrees. Now, we all have loved ones and friends serving in Saudi Arabia, so I thought we'd take a look at Sunday in Saudi Arabia. Here you can see Saudi desert. Our friends and loved ones serving in central Saudi Arabia, can't give the exact location, but temperature 61 degrees today under partly to mostly cloudy skies, and it's going to drop probably to 20 to 30 degrees. Nothing like that for us. A little chillier around here. Here's the forecast now. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies. Cold temperatures, 5 below to 5 above, but a little warmer near the lake, as I was mentioning. Winds from the north-northeast at 5 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Some lakeshore flurries, nothing significant. High temperature around 20, but again, warmer near the lake. And then for Tuesday, we're going to be seeing increasing cloudiness with some snow developing, courtesy of that system over the Rockies right now. Low temperature 20 to 25 degrees. Actually, that should be a high of 20 to 25 degrees. And then for Michigan's UP tonight, clearing skies after there was some snow, lake effect snow going on there. Low temperature a little chillier down there. Say chillier, bone-chilling cold, 10 below. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, similar to what we had today, 10 to 15 degrees for the high temperature. In a couple of words, typically winter weather right around here in northeast Wisconsin. Anybody who's lived here or in the Midwest for any length of time knows, Brian, just what typical winter is in Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Straight ahead tonight, Jeff Connor sports the Monsters of the Midway, and Scott's favorite team sends the Saints marching home. Sports is next.
You, a loved one, or a friend has been seriously hurt in an accident. Everybody is suggesting a lawyer to you. How do you choose? Here are some questions to ask the lawyer. How long have you been in practice? Do you only handle personal injury cases? How many personal injury cases have you successfully tried in court? Choose carefully.
At Habish, & Davis, knowing the law is knowing how to win.
Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene opens clogged breathing tubes in as fast as 15 seconds. Primatene Mist, the fastest type relief known.
The stress headache, relentless, tightening, stretching. When the pain has you at the limit, take Anacin. Anacin, or aspirin-free Anacin 3. Strong pain relief for today's stress headache.
Due to incredible response, WGNR Furniture is extending its New Year's offer till Monday night at 9. WGNR gives you 6 months to pay, interest-free, with no down payment required. This comfortable Lane swivel rocker recliner is just $2.99. Choose a pair of wing chairs for $2.99, and the ottoman is included at no extra cost. And this two-piece country-style sleeper and love seat is only $5.99. And you get 6 months free financing through Monday night at 9 at all WGNR furniture stores.
Down to the ring.
Stop knocking yourself silly. Sink your teeth into something special. Real-life company that's making a splash.
No respect, I tell you.
Yes, there's a new kid in town. Yeah. And his show is making people giggle from coast to coast. Want to laugh your tail off?
For troops, fall in.
For television's funniest half hour of uncensored nonsense, it's Rogan's Heroes.
Saturday at 6:30 on WLUK-TV 11.
Chicago Bears rising to the occasion today down on Soldier Field.
A little bit different team took to the field today, Brian. They look pretty impressive. And what a difference a week makes. Last week, the Bears were booed off Soldier Field after losing the season finale to the Chiefs. But today, the Bears redeemed themselves by eliminating the Saints from the NFC playoffs. Highlights from Soldier Field this afternoon. Bears quarterback Mike Tomczak. He had a lackluster game with the Chiefs. He only completed 5 of 23, but today he turned it around. He completed 12 of 25 and a 16-yard strike to James Thornton. Chicago had a 10-0 lead in the second quarter. Morton Anderson put the Saints on the board right before halftime. He splits the uprights with a 47-yard field goal, and the Bears had a 10-3 lead at the break. In the third quarter, here comes the big play of the game, the turning point, if you will. The Saints block a Butler field goal attempt. Vince Buck scoops it up, and see you later. He goes 61 yards for the touchdown. Check that apparent touchdown because it was called back. The Saints were offsides. Butler goes on to get the field goal, and instead of it being tied at 10-10, it was 13-3 in favor of the Bears. You could see the momentum leave the Saints and go over to the Bears sideline. One more field goal for both sides as the final gun sounded. The Bears advance with a 16-6 victory.
The whole game either in there.
Really proud of the way our guys hung in there and played, and I give them a lot of credit. Our defense was relentless, and they played well. They played the way we expect Bear defense to play, and we're very proud of them. You know, everybody hung in. Our special teams did the best they could and made some good plays for us. So
it's been a tough week for everyone, but we pulled together, and you know, I'm just so thankful to have this team and behind me and the support. and the family that I've had so close to me, and this game was very meaningful to me.
Once again, the final 16-6. The Saints go home. The Bears remain alive. And here's a look at next weekend's NFC playoff matchups. Washington will be at San Francisco on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the Bears will visit the Meadowlands to take on the New York Giants. In Cincinnati this afternoon, the Bengals took advantage of a moonless Houston Oilers team and really took it to them. Starting quarterback Warren Moon, simply a spectator at this one, out with his dislocated thumb. And one major setback for Cincinnati, though, their running back James Brooks suffered a dislocated thumb and was forced to leave the game. Doctors did everything they could. They took a look at the x-rays and they decided that surgery was needed to fix the damage. But Brooks could have taken the day off anyway. Eric Ball with another Bengal score. This made it 27-0, a rout. Next, Boomer.
Everybody was so ready for this game. We just had the warm feeling that we were going to play well. A good team. Houston's nothing wrong with that ball club. We just played well. And we played in the jungle. I mean, our fans were great today. And now we got to take it on the road. And we didn't play very well the last time we played Los Angeles. They gave us a pretty good beating. So we're going to have our hands full next week.
So the Bengals stay alive with that 41-14 victory. Here's how the AFC playoffs will stack up next weekend. Miami will visit Buffalo on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the Bengals will visit the LA Raiders. Well, it appears that Syracuse head football coach Dick McPherson has bid farewell to the Orangemen and is headed to Foxborough, Massachusetts. The New England Patriots have called a news conference for tomorrow to introduce their new head coach, and McPherson is expected to be the one for the job. The Patriots fired Rod Rust after just one season. Of course, this past season was the worst in the club's history, with the Pats going just 1-15. So it appears that Victor Kiam and company are hoping McPherson will be the savior. I guess we'll find out for sure tomorrow. Well, most of the NBA had the night off, including the Milwaukee Bucks, but there were a few games on the schedule, and in Boston, the Celtics took to the hardwoods against the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Dallas took off early, racking up a 16-point lead, but Boston finally woke up. Brian Shaw to Larry Bird. He puts it in for 2 of his 17. Some good defense by the Celtics. Shaw on the pickoff, and they keep it in bounds. It'll go over to D. Brown. He finishes it off with the dunk. The Celts were up by a dozen. Some good teamwork also by the Celtics in this one. Boston's Kevin McHale misses on the rebound and shot, but Kevin Gamble tips it in for the bucket, and the Celtics go on to win it 127-110. Elsewhere in the NBA tonight, it was New York over the Clippers, 99-90. Portland is leading Seattle in the second quarter, 55-36, and the Lakers on top of Golden State. That one's early. It's 24-16 in the first period. Well, now that the Green Bay Phoenix are back on the winning track, they have a little time, though, to savor that victory. Last night, the Phoenix opened up conference play with a win over Western Illinois. Tomorrow night, Green Bay will face Northern Iowa. And as you may remember, the Panthers were the ones who knocked off GB in the conference championship game last year. Hopefully, Dick Bennett's troops will score some revenge tomorrow night in Cedar Falls. And the way they're going, I'd have to say they should be the favorite to win that one tomorrow night.
I heard something about there was a big fish up north. Somebody caught quite a big...
That's right. They called in here. We'll get that out real quick. Up in Suring, it was Ray Bort caught a 30-pound northern while he was ice fishing. 30 pounds. I think they probably had to make a little bigger hole in the ice to get that baby out.
That'd be a scary thing to see coming up through the
Probably
night.
bent the pole over a little bit.
Probably expecting a sunfish and, whoa, we got a sea monster here.
That's right.
Okay, still to come, Mother Nature gives the cold shoulder to a boat giveaway. We'll find out why the contest is moved indoors in Milwaukee after this.
Exercise is an attitude about yourself. It's not a craze. It's not a trend. It's an attitude about life. Are you going to get in there, and are you going to fight, and are you going to do something where you're in control of it? There's a payoff for me, and I want that edge. I don't want to lose that edge.
Resolutions don't cut it. Exercise does. Vic Tanny. Start now at last year's rates. Pay nothing for 30 days.
Due to incredible response, WGNR Furniture is extending its New Year's offer till Monday night at 9. WGNR gives you 6 months to pay, interest-free, with no down payment required. Choose from these stylish sofa and love seat groups, priced at just $5.99 and $6.99. You get both beautiful pieces at one low price. Or select this popular 2-piece double reclining sectional for only $9.99. And you get 6 months free financing through Monday night at 9 at all WGNR Furniture stores.
When there's an important business meeting in your future, hold it at Wisconsin's business address, the Midway Motor Lodge in Green Bay. The Midway can accommodate any group from 5 to 500 for business meetings, conventions, Christmas parties, even weddings. They'll provide food and drink, audio-visual equipment, plus all the regular Midway services, including Peyton's Restaurant, comfortable rooms, and the spectacular Dome Recreation Area with its new exercise room. So for your next meeting or convention, call the Midway Motor Lodge next to Lambeau Field and the Expo Center, Green Bay.
When legal disputes threaten, the People's Court Peacekeeping Mobile zooms into action.
You two seem to be at loggerheads.
Parking my petunias.
Well, the People's Court can help. Judge Wapner would know how to handle this.
Come on, Doug. Gotta run.
Right, Rusty. Remember, don't take the law into your own hands. Take him to court!
Who was that man in the blue blazer?
People's Court, weekdays at 10 on WLUK-TV 11.
Sponsors of a giveaway contest in Milwaukee have run into a challenge from the cold weather. A radio station and the Milwaukee Boat Show offered a 17-foot speedboat to the contestants who outlasted all others in keeping a hand on the craft, but the contest was held outdoors. The contestants had to withstand the cold as well as fatigue. There were 4 contestants still in the running when one man gave up and had to be taken to a hospital for dehydration. The contest has now been moved indoors, and organizers say they are trying to find an alternative to picking the winner rather.
Good idea to keep it indoors, right?
Yeah, really, I tell you, I mean, somebody's going to win that boat, hopefully. Coming up in sports tomorrow, something about Pete Rose I saw on the wire today.
That's right. He's going to be released tomorrow after serving that 5-month sentence for income tax evasion. He'll be leaving the prison in Marion, Illinois. He's going to go to a halfway house in Cincinnati. He's going to teach physical education to some elementary students. That was kind of part of the sentence that the judge handed down to put back some of his time into community service. And then he says, once that's done, then he goes on to probation. He's going to go down and live in Florida. So
I heard he might have an interesting career in mind, too. He's
possibly in the restaurant business or maybe even sportscasting. So we may not have heard the last from Pete Rose.
Would you guys vote for him for the Hall of Fame?
I think so. After talking with Hank Aaron, I talked to him, and Hank Aaron told me he would not mind having his statue next to Pete Rose's in the Hall of Fame. So that speaks very highly.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you back here next weekend. Till tomorrow, have a good night.
Good night.
The word is getting around. Live and Light works.
I'm happy, I have more confidence, and I feel better about myself. And you can do it too.
The Live and Light program is nutritionally sound, safe, and effective. Just look at the advantages Live and Light offers. And right now, Live and Light Weight Reduction Center wants you to take advantage of this limited time offer. Save 40% off the regular program price. That's an average weekly cost of only $6.35. Call now or stop by for your free, no obligation weight loss analysis.
Nobody's done it like Donahue.
All right, Pilgrim.
I want to ask you, how long have you been a critic?
I can't afford to die. I'd lose a lot of money. I'm booked.
What a dump. I don't think of myself as sexy. I'm trying to grow up.
People said you're not talented when you showed your belly button.
Hey, I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world.
Nobody does it like Donahue.
Weekdays at 4 on WLUK-TV 11.
How did Elvis really die? Natural cause or drug overdose?
Elvis Presley died of a drug overdose.
Now, Entertainment Tonight has got the inside story on a new book that is publishing Elvis's autopsy report for the first time.
The man must have been in agony. I mean, just sheer agony.
Find out why bizarre details surrounding the King's death is stirring up new controversy.
Some evidence had been tampered with.
Elvis Presley. Get the inside story on Entertainment Tonight.
Monday at 6:30 on WLUK-TV 11.
Here's the Audubon Society's Weather Friend calendar. Send $3.95 for each to Weather Friend 91, WLUK-TV, Box 19011, Green Bay.
Ned the Dead will be right back after this from one of my favorite sponsors.
Digital disc prices where no store has ever gone before.
Captain's Log, American's digital disc player sale. Programmable digital disc players, $66? But what's TV Lenny's choice? A logical one. Yamaha, of course. Hi, Captain Yamaha disc players, only $175 at American's disc player sale. Warp speed to American TV, Scotty. Hi, Captain, the sale ends at American Sunday. Technics and Sony disc players, $135. Programmable disc players, $66 at the best disc player selection in Appleton in the universe.
Quality plus clearance means value. Ford value at your Quality Plus Ford dealer of Wisconsin.